So, Antonio Conte has said what he said. I'm sure the lawyers have been looking at it for breach of contract and all the rest of it. I remember his departure from Chelsea was accompanied by a court case. But Sean, I'm sure your men are across this and your women are across this as best they can be. Why is he still there? Why has Daniel Levy not shown him the door and appointed either an interim manager or found someone else to take the gig?
Well, there is some theory that it's linked to Champions League and that if he was to be sacked, then he'd have to pay all his bonuses if they finished in the top four. So what's the point of getting rid of him at this moment? Because there's only a certain amount of the season to go. And if you think about it, you're not probably going to put your permanent manager in place now. If you sack him now, do you have to, you're paying up a contract which just goes to May. Is there any point in doing that? Just get to the end of the season. That's what I feel. And he feels, I think, I don't care. I'll just say what I like. If they don't like it, tough. And I was just talking to Danny off there about you've quoted what Charlie's done in The Sun today about Conte leaving some of the Spurs stars stunned and that some of them want Max now. Yeah, but how do I was saying to him, how do you react when a manager goes in and does a press conference like that, which you probably haven't seen? In fact, you may well have got changed and left and you've gone off on international duty. What on earth do you think when you see that sort of thing? How do you, as players, react to a manager doing that? Especially when he calls 11 of you selfish. That's all the players on the pitch, including Harry Kane. You're selfish.
Well, if you're not there when he says it and he hasn't done it already in the dressing room and had it out with you...
Well, apparently he didn't say much in the dressing room, apparently.
Most players who've got a bit about them would be asking the managers to name names quite quickly. And if not, why? Why wouldn't you have the gumption to name some names? Because most of the top managers I work with, Julio was the best at it. He wouldn't do it match day. It was always the first day back in training.
Would he have said it in the press conference, do you think?
No. He would have come in and been ready for you and probably done 4 of you, 5 of you individually in a big meeting and gone to town on you. You were left with on no uncertain terms who he was talking about. If he did say something generic in the media, you'd know about it, who it was. But I think because the players are going away, they'll come back and it'll be done. It will be, yesterday's fish and chip paper, if you like. I don't think they'll dwell on it too much. I think the problem is with Conte is more, not so much the odd rant it's just the pragmatism he plays with and the inability to let players off the leash. I think players get sick to death of it.
Danny, are you saying that when they get back from international duty, if he's there grinning at them at the gates of the training ground, that'll all be okay, yeah? No,
but what I mean is they won't have it out with him because it's a different attitude these days. Not too many players want the big confrontation or who have the leadership qualities to do it and risk...
But you did. It would have been boiling away at you for 2 weeks and you'd still want to see him when you came back, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I'd do that one-on-one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd do it one-on-one. But if Harry Kane might... He might go and see him one-on-one. But I just think, I don't see I think the players would be relieved if he was gone. Yeah. I remember speaking to 1 or 2 of the Chelsea boys, even the year they won the league, and saying how much they hated it. The training, the way they were playing. I know they played a bit better because they had better players like Hazard and stuff, but they all wanted him gone, even after they'd won the league.
Wow.
And I don't see the players enjoying it.
I've had a comedy moment thinking about the next few weeks where the few Spurs first teamers who are not on international duty, particularly Clement Longley, Oliver Skipp, and I thought Paul Fraser Forster, but he's now escaped, hasn't he, into the England squad. The 2 of them will be on the training pitch with Conte, who's gone to Italy at the moment and will be back. What on earth are they going to say to it or make of it? It's just too funny in some ways.
He's flown off for a few days, hasn't he? Probably.
Yes, he's gone off for a few days.
Well, that's very selfish.
Yeah, very.
Well, he's left. I'll tell you who he's left. Since we don't hear anything from the board either, we've not heard a word from the board. 1 or 2 of the players have tried to respond and gee everybody up, including Christian Romero on social media. I'll tell you who is left to carry the can. Spurs fans in their everyday life. But, he doesn't care about that sort of thing. He doesn't care. Yeah.
Do you really think that if you got rid of, say, Daniel Levy, everything would be solved? Because even though he says I wasn't having a go at the owners, or he told the owners that, he did seem to imply that for 20 years players have always been like this under this owner, whether he means Joe Lewis, I think he means Daniel Levy. Do you think that would solve a problem?
This actually made me stop and think about this, because normally I try to avoid the issue, Sean, because I don't have any control over who owns an institution as big as Spurs. And I put it this way. Daniel Levy, as Danny Murphy has just said, has done some amazing things at Spurs, putting them in a position where they do compete for the top four most years, in an amazing stadium and with a training ground that is the envy of the world. Could it be, though, that after 20 years, he himself has run out of ideas, not even energy or passion for the project, but run out of ideas of how to move it forward? So the answer is, I think for the first time, I'm thinking that, in a perfect world, he would find somebody. He doesn't even have to sell the club if he doesn't want, but somebody else to run it, because I suspect that any of us doing the same gig. That's why I like to change programs every couple of years. Any of us doing the same gig for 20 years, inevitably your thinking becomes on rails, in straight lines, and maybe doesn't take in the things that could possibly improve it. But Dan, it doesn't. But they could have a lot worse owners than Daniel Levy as well. Let's be honest.
And I don't think it matters. The simple thing is, at a football club like Tottenham, is the delegation of who your head of recruitment is and who your head coach is. And he's tried all sorts of different people. When you're competing with clubs who can pay players more money, offer them more guaranteed Champions League football generally, when you're talking about Liverpool, City, United of recent years maybe, you are always going to be playing catch-up and trying to punch above your weight. They don't pay the same money. They do not pay the same wages as the big boys. They don't. So unless someone comes in Daniel's position who is either a genius at delegating positions of power, i.e. head of recruitment, etc., and finding diamonds in the rough, people like Romero, who's reasonably expensive but a terrific talent.
Yeah.
Until someone comes in and gives them a free rein of spending money or changing the wage structure, they aren't going to compete. They're not going to win the league. So it's just a case of now, and I hear this more often from Tottenham supporters, who kind of understand that. They understand the economics of it, and what they want to see is a team that has a go and plays on the front foot. Like Poch did.
I'm not working. I mean, Sean now thinks that I'm working you like a sock puppet, Danny, because those are the exact words and the exact phrase that I've been banging onto him since they first appointed not Antonio Conte, not Nuno, but Jose Mourinho back in the day. He's got another chance very soon, either sometime in the next couple of days. Keep your people on alert, Sean, or at the end of the season to get this right, Daniel Levy. If he does, he'll enjoy the fun that he was having 6 or 7 years ago. If he doesn't, I guess there'll be more long faces and misery in social media.